The Dogon: A Tale of Gross Ingratitude. July 26, 2019 by Anna von Reitz. There is a tribe in Africa called the Dogon. They are not Dogons themselves, merely named after the actual Dogons, who were half fish, half men. We think of them as mermaids and mermen, and they are often symbolized with the torso of a man or woman and the tail of a fish, but this is only symbolic. In truth, we are told that they were humanoid in form and walked upon the earth on 2 feet and swam through the sea much as we do. The scales of their skin were larger and much more obvious than ours. Yes, our skin surface is composed of minute scales. They were larger and stronger on average than we are. They had an extra transparent eyelid that protected their large, light-sensitive, slightly bulging eyes, and their eyes usually were flecked with gold. Their toes and fingers were noticeably webbed. They had land-dwelling cousins called terrans, who lived in underground cities connected by tunnels and underground water canals. Originally, very long ago, they came from the Sirius B star system according to the modern-day Dogons. The Dogons played a part in our creation. It is their reptilian DNA that gives us our reptile brain, our autonomic and lymph systems, and our scaly skin, our tear ducts, our claw-like fingernails. In fact, if not for our fish-man contributors, we would not exist in anything like our present form, and we could not be incarnate on Earth. Why? Because when the fertilized egg forms a zygote, the first creature formed as a water-breathing, fish-like embryo, which gives rise to the air-breathing baby and which dies when the baby is born and begins to breathe air. Thus, the Dogon religion that grew up in the Mediterranean region before and after the Great Flood teaches that the innocent fish-like embryo is the firstborn creation of God, our older brother and cohabitant in the womb. This firstborn dies and sacrifices itself so that we might live, and we reject it and refuse to care for or claim its dying body. The amniotic membranes, placenta, etc., that are the remains of a reptilian fish-man brother with the same DNA as ours. He, according to the Dogon, is our direct link to the Creator, the legitimate firstborn of the act of creation that created the zygote. Without him, they say, we would not exist. And self-evidently, they are right. So we are the heirs of a divine estate bequeathed to us by a reptilian firstborn brother, who gave up his life for us, and who we rejected and refused to acknowledge as any relative of ours. That's why abandoning the afterbirth material is such a grave sin in the eyes of the Dogons, the reason that their adherents so scrupulously collect and weigh and catalog every tiny bit of this material and consider it holy. This is why they hold the remains in reserve, waiting for you to humble yourself and return to claim your own remains and admit your debt to the dead infant before you can inherit his estate. This, from the Dogon point of view, is the reason that an infant decedent estate exists. And this is the reason that you must go to the Federal Reserve and claim the Eucharist held in reserve for you, the literal sacrificial blood of the collected remains, and claim back your dead reptilian brother so you can legitimately inherit his estate. Strange, yes. Biologically true, yes. Adherents of this religion will look you in the eye and cite even more facts to prove that the fish-man is the elder-born, including the fact that our blood is naturally the same pH as seawater, proving again that our biological existence is linked to and comes to us from the sea. They will also note that the order of creation is given in the book of Genesis, and we can see for ourselves that the creatures of the sea were created before the animals of the land. What holds true for creation as a whole also holds true in the microcosm of our unique life. The mitre that the Pope wears, that strange tall hat, is the same exact headdress worn by the priests of Dogon many millennia ago. You can see it carved in bas-relief on the ruined walls of Dogon temples throughout the Middle East. Why are we never taught about this mysterious religion? Because this whole rationale is the excuse used to enslave and defraud and alienate you from your inheritance.